week, not forever, just for this week. Yeah. And I'm going to start talking about the far-reaching impact of sustainable supply chain on the global trade and how it is shaping the future of international commerce, right? So let's talk about the shift to sustainable supply chain in global trade. So the global trade landscape is undergoing significant transformation. What we have is a traditional supply chain. They often criticized for the environmental and social impact, and they are increasingly giving way to more sustainable practices. And this shift, it's driven by growing awareness about environmental issues, the consumer demands, for ethical produced goods, and also the realization of long-term profitability. It's obviously tied to sustainability. That's what we're actually realizing. So, what kind of economic benefit are we seeing from those sustainable supply chain? So, they are definitely economically becoming quite practical, beneficial. Yeah, because when you optimizing resource, you are reducing waste and you're improving energy efficiency. And company, what they're seeing is cost saving and also enhanced productivity. And in addition to that, those sustainable practices, it opens up new market and opportunity, especially for consumer and businesses that are obviously more environmentally responsible, that have products and partners that align with those values. So, and in terms of environmental and social advancement, there is a lot that we can say there. Because when you adopt sustainable practices in supply chain, it brings significant environmental and social advancement. And this is crucial for obviously the planet health, but also the well-being of community worldwide. So environmentally, so the sustainable supply chain, they play a pivotal role in combating climate change. When you reduce greenhouse gas emissions, through the optimized logistics, cleaner transportation method, and also by minimizing waste and energy consumptions in manufacturing processes. So supply chain like that is significantly lower the carbon footprints of global trade, and they will contribute to preserving a biodiversity and natural habitats by providing, by promoting responsible sourcing practices that will avoid the depletion of resources and destruction of ecosystem. So on the social front, so sustainable supply chain, they're instrumental in promoting, fair labor practices and improving the working condition. And this includes, fair wages, safe working environment, and adhere to labor laws, particularly in region where, such standards are historically been overlooked. And these practices they help to combat issues like child labor and forced labor, contributing to social equity aspect of sustainability. So on top of that, what I can say is actually uh, sustainable supply chain it often involve close collaborations with local communities, and it leads to community development projects, becoming much more feasible. Local employment opportunity, being created, initiatives that support the local culture, the local traditions, and that's good. Yeah. And by investing in community welfare and development as a business, you can build stronger and more resilient local economies. Yeah. So another thing that could be mentioned here is the promotion of inclusivity and diversity within the supply chain. Sustainable practices of often it will involve empowering marginalized groups, like small scale farmers and artisan, yeah, by integrating them in supply chain and providing them with a fair access to market. This not only help uplifting those community, but also bring a diverse range of product and perspective in the global market that is absolutely needed. Yeah. Moreover than that, sustainable supply chain, it contributes to greater transparency and consumer trust. And when you provide the visibility in those production and sourcing processes, as consumer, you can kind of assure of the ethical and environmental standard of the product they purchase. And this transparency build consumer trust and loyalty, and is increasingly becoming a decisive factor in consumer choices. Yeah, so that is a what I could see. Obviously, they some challenges as well that could be mentioned in implementing supply chain on global scale. You need obviously international cooperation, standardization of practices, overcoming economic barriers. However, the global response that we've seen so far is encouraging, with international agreements, governmental policies, collaborative industry efforts, it's all pushing toward more sustainable trade practices. Yeah. So it's actually good what we see, going ahead with the global trade. Yeah. So supply chain, they're becoming a cornerstone of global trade. They offer a path to a more equitable, environmentally responsible world, aligning with the economic growth with sustainability. And the transition to sustainable practices is not just a trend, it's essential to the evolution of global commerce. Yeah. So that's what I can say to wrap up, that the supply chain, they're reshaping global trade, creating a future where commerce and sustainability will go hand in hand, and the journey, one day, one concept, has been highlighting the critical role of the supply chain step in building a better world for all of us. And I'm now waiting for you with your comments, your suggestion, your initiative. So, what do you think about that throughout all the topic that we cover, and to see whether that's something that you're supporting or you're willing to support for your business? Yeah. I see you on Sunday, and you have a good day today. Take care. Bye bye.